All right, so you guys are working on adding and subtracting money through word problems. So I'm just going to give you a few examples and walk you through how to do it. The biggest tip when adding or subtracting money is you need to line up decimals if it has any. If it doesn't have any, then you just need to pay attention to which number needs to go on top, because these are word problems and it's going to give you those clues. So let's just run through a couple examples. All right, so first I'm going to pull in ones that are not word problems just so you get used to seeing them lined up. All right, so here's one. It has it already lined up for you, and in this case we are subtracting. So when you are subtracting money, you treat it as you would any other decimal. It just has a money sign at the front. Okay, so you're going to start on the rightmost place value and subtract. If you have to borrow from the next column over, that's how you do that. So you do 9 minus 7, which would be 2. Is the blue good? I'm going to use red. 5 minus 9, you cannot do without borrowing, so we borrow from the 9, you make it an 8. This becomes a 15. 15 minus 9 would be 6. And then 8 minus 7 is 1. So in this case, the subtraction left you with $1.72, and then you would click submit. Okay, let's do another one. All right, I'll make this a little bigger so I can draw all over it. Okay, again, we're subtracting. So you have 1 minus 1, which would be 0. 9 minus 1, which would be 8. See, they've lined up the decimals here. 9 minus 4, which would be 5. 4 minus 3, which would be 1. So then $15.80 is how much you have left here. One more of these. All right, they will start to get tricky because they were going to give you lots more money to deal with. In this case, we're adding. Always check to see whether you're adding or subtracting. It's easy to make a quick mistake. So in this case, you start with the rightmost column, and you're going to add all of these up, and then carry anything you have to. $20. I think this blue box is off, so I'm going to write it as if it wasn't off because I want you to keep them in line. I think the picture made it look off. Here, let me put something on top of that box. Sure, that'll work. Okay, so what do we say this was 23? 9 and 9 is 18, plus 1 is 19, plus 4 is 23. So you put a 3 there, carry the 2. Okay, now we're going to add up this column. So I picked numbers that add up to 10s very easily. You can just go straight down and add it, however works best for you. So 2 plus 3 is 5, plus 8, 13, plus 6 is 19, plus 3 is 22, plus 5, 27. So put a 7, carry the 2. So then I see when you have a bunch of numbers like this, I group those. 9 times 3, which would be 27, 28, 29, 37, plus 7 would be 44. And then you carry the 4, and you have 7 plus 4. Well, we have 4 and 4 is 8, so 7 plus 8 would be 15 plus 5 is 20. So then I'd have a 0 here and a 2. And then your comma would go right there. And then the last thing, I don't think it needs it in IXL. It has it at the front, yeah, in the blue boxes. But if you were writing this on paper, you would need to put the dollar sign. Okay, so you're just adding the columns, carrying numbers or borrowing numbers when you need. So now let's do some word problems. All right, so we have a man buying bread at a grocery store. The name brand is on sale for $2.92 per loaf. The store brand is still cheaper since it costs $2.34. How much will this man save if he buys the store brand? So you're just taking one number and you're either adding or subtracting the other number. Well, in this case, it wants to know what the difference is. So how much will he save? So I'm going to say $2.92. Okay, and then you're going to be doing this on a piece of paper and just putting the number in. And then I'm subtracting 234. Line up the decimals. Okay, 2 minus 4 you can't do, so we've got to borrow. This makes this an 8, which makes this a 12. 12 minus 4. Then you have 8 minus 3. Bring down to the decimal straight down, and then 2 minus 2 is 0. So he saved 58 cents. So over in this box, I'm going to put 0.58. Already has the dollar sign, so I don't have to write that. Okay? Let's do another one. All right. At the game store, some friends find a game that costs $49.98 new or $22.23 used. How much more is the game if it's new? So again, this is subtraction because they want to know the difference between these two prices. So I'm going to put $49.98 first, subtracting $22.23. 8 minus 3, 9 minus 2, bring the decimal straight down, 9 minus 2, and 4 minus 2. So if you bought it used, it's $27.75 cheaper. In this case, how much more is the game? Still the same answer. So over here I would put 27.75. So if I buy it used, it's $27.75 more expensive than if I bought it used. Good? All right, one more of these. All right, Amanda and Bonnie decided to donate money to charity. Amanda donated $100,000 to a medical foundation, and Bonnie donated $100,000 to a food bank. How much did they donate in all? Okay, well, you just line everything up. Amanda donated $100,000, and Bonnie donated $100,000, and you can leave the commas out if you need to. The decimals you cannot. You need to have the decimals. Okay, so you bring your decimal down. You bring all these zeros down because 0 plus 0 is 0. 200,000. Usually in iExcel, you can, if the decimals are 0, you can leave them off. So I could put 200,000 as my answer. Okay, but if you want to put 0.00 at the end of it, that would not be incorrect. All right, I hope this helps. Remember, the key to adding and subtracting money is to line up the decimals. If you don't line up the decimals, you're going to make mistakes. And then the other key is, when you're dealing with word problems, is try to find out what exactly they want as your answer, as far as this will help you decide whether you're going to add or subtract a problem. If they want the difference, if you ever hear the word difference, then you're subtracting. If they want the total of the two amounts, then that's usually adding. You got to look for those keywords. So holler if you need help.